Hello everyone, we're back again. Clock end, boys. It's day after the game now. This is our post-match reaction. We would have done it last night, but I don't think it would have gone well. Just would have been a bunch of depressed lads talking about a game that we don't want to talk about. What are your boys' thoughts to start with?
Go on. I think personally, Arteta didn't choose the right players. In my opinion, I think he should have gone for experience over like the youngsters. Really, like Nketiah. I think he should started. Lacazette should have started over Nketiah because of the experience. I think certain mistakes from Nketiah led to losing the ball and whatnot. And yeah, I think the mentality in the team was just wrong. I think Arsenal knew they were going to win, if that made sense, and they just got obliterated. I think there was times where Xhaka let the ball go too easy. I think that's where the first goal come from. Xhaka passed the ball out, and he gave the ball away, and then I think a couple of passes, and then the ball come across, and that was the penalty, and then we conceded. But yeah, I think Arteta could have made some simple choices, and I think we could have actually done well, but I think he's gone with the other route, and you've seen the score. It's happened. So
I'm gonna completely.
Hold on. I'm actually not gonna agree with Arteta's lineup. Like, I agree with the lineup. It was the substitutions that were pissing me off. Yeah, some people don't understand that. You're wasting people's energy. You're wasting I'd rather keep people fit for the next game. That was understandable. I can agree with that. Rob Holding got sent off. Why did Ben White not come on then?
What happens if Ben White gets injured? Because Ben White was still only just coming back from an injury. What if he brings him in? Ben White ends up getting injured because it's a North London derby, remember? So it's easy to get injured in a derby.
Everyone's dirty.
If Ben White gets injured, because Gabriel could be out. Imagine if Ben White and Gabriel would have been injured that game because we brought on Gabriel. Then Arteta would get the slack. Which, again, I don't know how Arteta's getting any slack for this game. Honestly, I think the lineup we've gone with for the past 3 games where we've beaten Chelsea, we beat United, and we beaten West Ham, right? And we beat Leeds. Yeah? So this is why when people say about the lineup being wrong, Rob Holding's not put a foot wrong when he's come in, and he's more experienced than Ben White.
True,
Lacazette, if he would have come in, you really think Lacazette would have done any better?
But it's experience. I think these games. That's my point. Why did Lacazette come on? What's he done all season for him to even have a chance in the North London derby? Even Tavares. Why did he bring Tavares on?
I thought Tavares done well when he came on.
No.
He actually created an opportunity for Odegaard, and Odegaard missed it. I thought Odegaard had probably had his worst performance of definitely since the start of the year. I feel like Odegaard's falling off a bit, though. Don't be wrong, he's making the passes, but at the start, when we had our good run, he was really good. But now I feel like he's falling off. It's like the hype's finished with him, if that makes sense. No, people have said that about him at the start of the season when he started, playing well. He had a couple of bad games, and people were like, "Oh, right now we're seeing the true colours of him." No, he comes back again. He's not going to play like De Bruyne every single game. De Bruyne has his bad games as well. I believe that Odegaard will become one of our greatest attacking midfielders of decades.
He will. I reckon he will become a legend here. If he stays, of course.
Of course, if he stays. But he's already said that he loves where he is. He loves the club. The fact that they've taken him in last season on loan. The fact that this kid was compared to Lionel Messi at the age of 15. Obviously, he's never going to hit those heights. I'm not saying anything like that. But I'm saying that he's had a good season for a first season. And when people want to hit on him for this game, fair enough. But I'll tell you who I'm going to blame for this game is Rob Holding and Cedric, the 2 players to blame for that game.
Cedric was dying. I don't think it was a pen, though. I don't think it was a pen. Fucking poor.
Yeah.
Was that a pen, guys?
I'd definitely say that for that first, that was a pen. It was soft, definitely soft, but it was a pen.
Very soft.
But it was definitely soft, but it's a pen. The ball was going over his head. The ball was going over Son's head. Why is he, nudging into him? He didn't need to do it.
No, true.
And then Rob Holding goes and does that silly. He done it all game until he got sent off. Don't get me wrong, Son should have been sent off as well, but Holding shouldn't have done. He you know, when you go like
pathetic. That was silly.
You're giving the referee no option, especially since he had about 3 challenges before that where he's been holding him, where he's been pulling him down.
It's just an ego war. It's just a battle with each other.
That's why I think for this game, when people blame Arteta, what they think Arteta said, oh, you know what, Rob Holding, go out there, mate, get a red card. Oh, you know what, Cedric, mate, give away a penalty within the first half. Yeah.
No, I don't.
And his subs. Why are people going on about the subs? Who would have you brought on to make any difference in a game that we were 2-0 down in the 2-0 down the first half with a red card? Who would you bring on to change the game?
But he didn't bring anyone on, not right away, did he?
Like I said, I would have brought on Ben White and I would have brought on Pepe.
Pepe ain't done anything this season.
Yeah, but when he comes on,
I do back Pepe though. Pepe is alright, but his head ain't in Arsenal. He's got to go, I think.
Pepe don't care. That's another story. Pepe don't care about the club.
Trust me. When he comes on, he does show up a bit.
What you mean, like when he was through on goal and tried to nutmeg a player instead of running on through on goal and scoring?
I didn't watch the Leeds games. I was on my way back.
No, I was there. Yeah, no, he should have done better there. But I don't know what Arteta tried to do is say he didn't make a sub straight away, did he? That's how he conceded the second.
Who would he bring on?
Ben White. If you have no other choice,
I won't risk Ben White. I won't risk it.
We have no other defenders to bring on.
Well, that's why our argument is with why Saliba should be playing for Arsenal.
Yeah, but it was Saliba going to be a backup player.
That's another story. He wants.
We've said this all season. Whenever we get one injury, it's always one injury that does us over. So,
and then we messed up.
Partey, Tierney being injured, we lost 3 games on the bounce. Ben White, I mean, that was a couple of games we played without Ben White, to be fair, and we've won him. But I think we clearly missed him. We clearly missed Ben White, because then it would have been that we could have had Ben White. Maybe you could have played Ben White right back instead of Cedric, and had Tomiyasu still play left back because he's done really well.
I don't agree with the right back though. I won't play Ben White right back. I know he played right back for England.
I did some.
I won't play him right back.
I'm just going to give a few stats from the game here.
Go on, get some stats out. Let's go over stats.
So we've got that Tottenham had 58% possession, which is ridiculous considering we had 10 men. You know, for me, if you're playing against 10 men, you should have at least 60% possession. For me personally, anyway.
Even more than 60%.
Their expected goals was 3.10. So, you know, they clearly, I know expected goals don't really mean much, but they had 16 shots on 16 shots.
What do we have?
You know, I had 7 shots.
I don't feel like I see them 7 shots, to be honest.
To be fair, if you look at it, shots on target, they had 6 shots on target and we had 5. Now, people blaming Ramsdale. I don't understand people who have said that Ramsdale isn't, you know, how he over-dramatizes saves and so. I don't understand it, right? If he saves it, he saves it. Who cares if he dies?
Yeah.
He wasn't going to win that. What people are saying is when the ball went straight to him and it was pelted by Son and he palmed it up and dived. What else is he meant to do? He can't catch that, can he?
That's a powerful shot.
Oh, yeah, no. People say it's over-dramatizing, though, which I can agree, but sometimes you just got to do it for the camera as well.
Well, the thing is, he saved us more. He has not put a foot wrong this season, and I'm hearing people saying to drop him for Leno.
No, there's the thing, yeah. Like, people say, oh, yeah, he could have saved that, could have catched that. I would like to see them go and try have a powerful shot like that.
Oh yeah, no,
He also did save us from going about 4-5-0 down that game.
Oh, that's right. For me, that game, Ramsdale is my man of the match.
100% agree. For us, he was man of the match. I'd say for us, he was man of the match.
Would you agree,
Brandon? For the Spurs game?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking now. I'm trying to think of any like.
No one stood out. El Neni didn't really have a good game.
No.
I mean, Saka
stood out in the wrong way.
Saka was trying.
let's think about it, right? No one really had a good game, but it was ruined by us giving away a penalty and a red card within the first half.
The referee did ruin the game a little bit.
Yeah, but he didn't.
I don't think it's all the ref.
I agree. It's not all the ref.
It weren't all the ref. Well,
as an Arsenal fan, it's hard to say, but Holding didn't give the ref an option. Like he shouldn't have given him the option to give him a red card. And Cedric, he did needless pushing the back. I've been watching the playoff semi-final between Luton and Huddersfield. They crossed the ball into the box, and a Luton player clearly shoves him in the back, and it's just him and the other player. It's not like the Spurs game. Clearly shoves him in the back. The ref doesn't give a pen. I'm telling you now, if the ref didn't give a pen for that game, VAR wouldn't have overturned it.
Oh yeah, it weren't clear and obvious. So that's what I've had a couple of Spurs people on Twitter. They said if the ref didn't say anything, it wouldn't have been given. But if the ref did give it, they wouldn't have overturned it because it wasn't a clear and obvious to overturn. So
I thought it was given for handball because I didn't see a foul.
That's what I thought. I thought handball. I was like, oh, what's happened here?
Apparently, the ref did actually give it for handball.
Really?
Apparently,
it was going like that.
That's because obviously the hand signal of touching the hand is apparently the ref gave it actually for handball, and didn't actually give it for the foul.
Wow, yeah, that's silly then.
So if that was actually given, that should have been over. It's hard.
That should have been gone to VAR.
Then they should have checked that. Yeah, they should have checked that.
If the ref said, "I've given it because it's a handball," they would have gone, "There's no handball there," and the ref goes, "Oh, well, okay, no penalty then." But it's all said and done. It's all over. There's nothing you can do about it now. It's just, it's more frustrating. If this was a game against someone like Newcastle or something, away from home against Newcastle, it'd still be annoying. But it's because it's a North London derby. It makes it 10 times worse.
It's the North London derby, so it's the best derby in England. Do you know what I mean? It's a cup final. Every North London derby,
rivalry.
It's up there.
Yeah, of course it's in England. Well, I was having a chat with
in the Premier League. In the Premier League, it's the best.
In England, in England, it's the best. Name me another derby that's better than that. Arsenal Spurs in England.
West Ham Millwall.
No, they're nowhere near. They've not got history of playing each other. One's always been in another division. Arsenal and Spurs have always been relatively throughout the whole 100 years of existence, or however long. They've always been in similar divisions. They've always played, and it's always been the best.
I also heard Spurs fans singing "Go back to
Woolwich."
Yeah, go back to Woolwich. North London is ours. Like, in what way is it yours? The last trophy you won was 2008.
North London has been red for fuck knows how many years. Yeah, they may finish above us, but once finishing above us, they still haven't won fucking trophies.
Well, the thing is, they ain't finished.
We may have lost, but
we ain't finished above them in 5 years. Fair enough. All right, they've been a better team for the last 5 years. They ain't won no trophies in the last 5 years, which doesn't mean anything. Whilst we finished above them for 21 years straight. So how they're talking about North London being white because they've finished above us for 5 years, we did it for 21 years straight.
And you know what? I've heard some Spurs fans even coming up and going like, "Oh, Arsenal have no history."
Well, I don't understand that. That must be some Spurs fans that are like 12 years old.
Must have been pissed. They must have
Arsenal have no history. 13 league titles, 14 FA Cups.
Right there, mate. Right there on the flag.
Right there.
Yeah. No, honestly, getting back to the game, right, is that for the first, before that penalty, we dominated.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember when Saka got the ball off, was it Davis?
Ben Davis.
Yeah, he got the ball off him and Davis brought him down. I think Saka was actually through on goal there.
Yeah, it was. But Ben Davis had his fucking skinny ass legs wrapped around his Saka's legs.
Yeah, but if he's through on goal, is that not then a red card?
Yeah.
That's my point. I was watching it and I was thinking, well, it's clear and obvious that he's just brought him down.
Yeah, no, that was very controversial.
Yeah.
And also, as much as people saying Nketiah dived, he was going down anyway. He didn't dive. He hit his foot. No, I don't think he dived. He hit his foot.
I don't know. I did watch it back. I'm not gonna lie. It did look like a dive from an Arsenal fan.
Trust me, it's not a pen. I'm not saying it's a pen. I'm saying that Spurs fans saying Nketiah is a cheat because he dived. There's VAR there for a reason. Why would you dive?
True.
Yeah.
You know, if VAR look at it and see no one's touched him, then it's a yellow card Nketiah for diving. And it's not like Nketiah wanted the foul. He went down, got straight back up, and didn't say anything.
True, that's true.
Throughout that game, I can tell you now that was, from Spurs' point of view, that's one of the best North London derbies in years. For us, it's one of the worst in. Well, it's got to be.
You've got to understand, we beat them 3-1 at our home. Do you know what I mean? So
I saw that like I saw the game at our place.
Yeah,
utter domination. Utter domination.
How it is. It's the best atmosphere for them.
The best atmosphere in the Premier League. We've not won at White Hart Lane since 2014 with that Rosicky goal 1-0.
Oh yeah.
Why do we continue to struggle away from home?
It's just, you could say the same thing about Spurs at our place, mate.
Yeah.
Spurs ain't won at our place in years. It's because of the moment, you know, the big occasion, the atmosphere at the ground. You know, there's nothing like a derby day.
Yeah.
Oh, boys, running out of time here. We've got 10 minutes. Right. Well, honestly, though, that it's hard to talk about that game as an Arsenal fan. It really is. Yeah. It's hard to put it in perspective and talk about the tactical analysis and all this and that. You know, it was a game that got ruined. It was a game that got ruined.
100%.
Should we do a sum up each?
What was that?
Should we sum the game up each?
Yeah, mate. You go first, mate.
So personally, my key points, as I saw, might be different from other views, but personally, I think Lacazette should have started just for experience because, as I say, we've got a couple of youngsters. It's going to be hard. Do you know what I mean? I think the attitude going into the game, I think, was a bit wrong. I feel like they thought we were going to win, but we sort of didn't. Do you know what I mean? A regression, and in terms of making stupid, silly mistakes with fouls, I think Arteta has told the boys straight up that nothing stupid. Don't try and beat up Spurs. You know what I mean? Your challenge here and there is all right, but yeah, with what Rob Holding done anyway, that was just silly. And and the substitutions at the end, I think was silly. I think you should have subbed the youngsters on and just said have a field day. Do you know what I mean? So don't sub Smith Rowe on. Don't sub. Even we should have kept Lacazette. Really, we should sub whoever we did have on the bench that was young. We should just sub them on and said, look, go and have some fun. Don't even sub Smith Rowe on because that could have been such a key disaster. Do you know what I mean? If we lost him, so yeah, I think that's the sum up really, and hopefully we can brush this off and get top 4. So,
what about you, Josh? Mate?
Like I said, the lineup I did agree with. Like I said, for me, I don't really want to see him in the Arsenal kit ever again. That's in my opinion, because he hasn't done much this season. It's like last season he didn't really do much. I reckon his best season for us was during the Unai Emery's era first season. But this season, he's done really nothing much to do. So I don't think we should let Laka play until the contract's all talked and over with as well. Because he obviously doesn't really care about the contract either. Am I right? Am I wrong there?
I mean, he clearly cares about the club. You can see that in the passion and when we score goals and when we win games. I can clearly see the passion's there. I just don't think the quality is there anymore.
No, he's not like how he was back in Lyon.
Well, when we first bought him, mate, he wasn't as he was at, he's never lived up to what we thought he would.
No, 100%. But obviously, with the red card as well, obviously, yes, Rob Holding did have Song 3 times, but none of them for me, in my opinion, none of them for me were yellows. So I reckon that elbow was a bit too harsh, in my opinion.
In my opinion, that could have been a straight red.
Because Song did elbow Rob Holding as well.
Yeah, I agree. That for me, that's a red card as well.
Yeah, they should have both been gone.
There were so many chances where Tottenham players could have got booked, could have got red, but it was never given.
You know, I really do feel like Song gets away with a lot just because of what happened with him and Andre Gomez.
Yeah.
The Andre Gomez, was that the player?
Yeah, Andre Gomez,
Wait,
when he broke his leg and he started crying.
Not really. Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that.
See, I feel like that's why, because people call Son like the nice guy of football, you know, and like, he's such a nice and genuine guy. I don't see it at all personally, but we'll move on. But honestly, from that match, I believe that for me, the game got ruined before the first half even ended. We were in control up until the penalty was given. Rob Holding, idiotic, really, for me.
Yeah, it was silly.
Clueless, like, defending. I don't understand it. He has he's had 3 good games. He goes and does that in the North London derby of all games.
Of all games, Cedric, it's going to ruin the game.
For me, Cedric is the most inconsistent player in our team. Rate him. I rate him as a backup.
I do like him.
Not as a, he's so inconsistent if you play him constantly. He can have one good game, but he also has 3 bad games before he has that one good game. It's just like Holding really has. He could have 2 good games, but he always has that one game in him where he's not up to it. For me, it's Nketiah didn't do much at all that game. Personally, obviously, we've needed a striker. For me, that's the owners and it's on the owners more than it's on Arteta. But Arteta did say, the player's not available that I want, so we're not getting anyone, which is fair enough. If he buys a player in, we're looking at Gabriel Jesus. We get Gabriel Jesus, mate. I think that's that'll put us up there. That really will get him and get a few backup players. We are, but we need this Champions League. We need Champions League football to get in the quality that we need. And for that game, that really did, sort of hinder whether players are thinking, they can't beat the big teams. The only team that we're beating that's in the top 6 this season is Spurs and Chelsea. Chelsea we beat away. Spurs we beat at home. Man United. Man United we beat at our place, but it's not good enough. If you
Man City, though, we had them on ropes.
Yeah, we did, but we didn't win. That's the point. At the end of the day, we didn't win that game. Yes, I agree that we should have won that game, and that's probably that hurt a lot, that game. But to be fair, that game probably hurt more than this Spurs game. But this season will come down to, if we get Champions League, it's because we deserve it. If we don't get it, it's because we bottled it. Simple as. Yeah. We have already beaten our points tally for last season. If you look at it, I'm going to quickly just look at the points tally for who got top 4 in the last few seasons, right?
Oh, so
last year fourth got 67 points, yeah? And we are on 66 points. So last year they got 67, we're on 66. The year before that was 66 again. We're on 67. The year before that
shows improvement.
The year before that was 71, and we were 1 point off it. That was 71 points. I still think if we get 6 points, we're on 72 points. For me, this season we have been good enough for top 4. I don't care what anyone says. If we're not ready for Champions League, all that stuff, we're not ready. We're not good enough. We are good enough because we can. Villarreal got to a semi-final of the Champions League. Ajax got to the semi-final of the Champions League. Spurs got to the final of the Champions League. It is there. You have to be in it to win it. And if we get in there, I believe I don't think we will win it. I'm not saying we're faithful. I'm not saying
we can go win it. I'm saying if we get a lucky run. Anyone
exactly. We've got to be in it to win it. And I want to play I want to play the best of the best. I want to go to Bayern Munich. Maybe we lose 5-1 again. Maybe we don't. But this time round, there is more positivity around the club than there ever has been. Yeah. After this Spurs game, we need to get behind the boys more than we ever have. Just like after that Southampton game, everyone was negative. Everyone was, we're going to lose to Chelsea. We'll lose to United. We'll lose to Leeds. We're going to get 7th. We're going to get 8th, right? What happened? We go and beat Chelsea, positivity. We go and beat United, positivity. Leeds, West Ham then Leeds, positivity around the club. Right now, we need to get behind the boys more than ever, beat Newcastle, hopefully Burnley do a job, and then we got top 4. If it comes down to the last game of the season, I won't lie. I'm going to be shitting myself in the ground for 90 minutes.
Hold on. Okay, we're all going to be shitting ourselves. But if it comes down to the last home game, I want everyone up. Everyone. I don't want to be seen.
Mate, trust me.
I don't want to be. If people are sitting down, I will shout to them.
No. I'm not sitting down. I'm in the upper clock end, yeah? I'm not sitting down the whole game. No. You get behind the boys. If you are there, you are there to create noise and get behind the boys. If you go to games just to go, you know what? I've got a nice view here. It'll be nice to sit down, watch the players, look at how they're playing. You get behind the boys, you back the boys, you get the atmosphere going. We need to get it going before the game even starts. 2 hours before the game, in the pub, getting the atmosphere going. Walking towards the ground. We need to get the atmosphere going. We need to get the flags. We need to get the pyros going. Get the atmosphere going. Get behind the boys more than we ever have. If we beat Newcastle, it comes down to the last game of the season. If we don't beat Newcastle, I won't lie, I'm going to be very, very pissed off.
I'm pretty with you.
But
how does it go? We're the clock end boys making all the
there we go.
Right, boys, that will be. That is the end of this video. Bit of a negative. Well, it was actually more of a positive than a negative towards the end. But, you know, it is at the end of the day, we did lose the North London derby. We did deserve to lose the North London derby. Fair play, as much as I hate to say it, fair play to Spurs. They did keep their cool. They did win the game and deservedly won the game, apart from the fact if Rob Holding didn't have a stupid challenge like that, may have been different. But I want to say thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and comment. You boys got anything to say?
No, just keep watching the Clock End Boys and we'll provide.
Yeah, keep watching the Clock End Boys, keep subscribing, keep liking, and show much love.
See you next time.
Peace.